Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, it's Cristo to throw first. Game on.
Jelle has repeatedly run into Michael van Gerwen. On the final day of action in the European Tour this year, he has repeatedly been knocked out by typically the best player of the tournament, either the winner or somebody who's just played better than everybody else and unfortunately lost, something Kyle Anderson in Austria. But he's taking on Cristo Reyes here, the Spaniard, who's looking to make the final session of a Euro Tour for the very first time. He's made the last 16 once before. Can he go a step further? Dan Dawson in the commentary box, Paul Nicholson alongside me.
Another one of those guys that turned up against Klaasen was Johnny Clayton.
Yes, yes.
What a performance that was. And Jelle came backstage and said to me, "Why do they always turn up against me?" And my reply was, "It must be your cologne."
123.
Well, why do they always play like that against me is something we hear a number of players say, but I have to have quite a bit of sympathy with Jelle Klaasen on the European Tour, because even when he's gone and averaged 107 over 3 games, he's still not been enough, because Michael van Gerwen averaged 115 against him and knocked him out. Just seems whatever he is doing. It's like the rule of Hybrex from the Premier League, where Hybrex, whatever he averaged, it would be 1 less than his opponent, and he would somehow lose a tight game.
I take it as a compliment, because people see you as a threat, they see you as a danger, and they lift their game. It's just the way it works with some people. You know, people used to, lift their game against Phil. I mean,
95.
Remember Alex Ferguson saying about Leeds United always raising their game against them? Well, people would love it if they would beat Jelle Klaasen these days, because he is on top form this season, and he's seen as a scalp. People want to take scalps.
On the first maximum, can Reyes respond with a 170? He might do. Bullseye! For the biggest one of the lot! Cristo Reyes fires in the 170 to take the very first leg. What a start from the Spaniard.
And what a reply from Klaasen. Well, I did call it. I did say on Friday that we would see a 170. I did say it would happen on Friday night, though.
I think you said it was last night.
Well, it happened today. I'll take it.
You were late.
96.
you were 3 games late.
Cristo Reyes will take it. No doubt about that. What a finish.
180 from Klaasen, 170 out from Reyes, 180 from Klaasen to start the next leg. World-class stuff here in Hildesheim.
$134.
Klaasen's been around a long time now. 10 years ago, he won Lakeside.
121.
10 years ago. A lot of darts thrown since then. He came backstage after his victory last night against Roby John Rodriguez. He was asking myself and Rob Malarkey about his statistics. He said I played terribly. And he was very happy with his 91 average when we told him that's what he got.
59.
Yeah, did miss a lot of doubles in that game. A lot towards the back end of the game. He could have closed it out a little bit earlier, ended up winning it 6-4. As for Cristo, he saw with Benito Vanderpass with very little trouble. Benito had a few bounce outs and a couple of unlucky deflections, but he still got done 6-2. I mean, Cristo was just the better player. As Klaasen double 19, double 19. He tried that a couple of times
68
in his last game. Worked once.
190.
Yeah, you mentioned Cristo's game against Benito. Well, he was in a real thriller with Mark Walsh on Friday. What a game that was. Walsh, he could have won that match. And sometimes when you're involved in a game like that to start your weekend, you just go deep because you've been involved in that, and nothing is going to make you as nervous as that for the rest of the week.
Well, it could well be. He did have a match dart, but Cristo came from 3-0 and 5-3 down in that one. Great dart. Rescuing this visit. But cannot find the double. Klaasen will look at double 14 to level the match up at 1 apiece. Double 7 now.
Game shot on the second leg. Jelle Klaasen. Third leg is Cristo to throw first. Game on.
A lot of people don't really know why Jelle's called the Cobra.
Are you going to answer that question?
Very, very simple. Look at him when he addresses the board.
140.
After this 140. Look at his right arm. Looks like a Cobra.
Nice.
Waiting to strike.
140.
We're discussing Jelle's approach. He sort of rebuilt his throw. He even said people called him crazy for doing so. He felt that he needed to do it. He won his first PDC title in the first year of moving over, and then just didn't win anything for years. And he did have patches of success and playing well. But he felt that to become the player he is now, as he fires in a third 180 in just 3 legs, he felt he needed to change how he throws the dart. And if you go back and look at him at the Lakeside, it is a very different throw. It's a lot more standard throw, if you like, back
100.
then.
Yeah, previously it was very much higher, up towards his eyebrow.
65.
Nowadays it's very much more compact and circular.
It looks quite jerky in a way, but he does make it work. The 161 is not going for Cristo Reyes, and Klaasen will look at the 116, and he does like
47.
the double 18. So I would have thought.
116.
Oh no, he is looking at the 19s. No, he is going treble 20. That's the problem if you go low. Yeah, there we go. Back to the centre of the board and double 18.
80.
Well, he's missed it.
Cristo, you acquire 114.
He's got some options here. Treble 20 is the obvious route, but nowadays a lot of guys are going down for 19s for this, you know. I'll take your 19s and I'll shove them. Tops it is.
94. Jelle, you require 36.
Well, it is Jelle's favourite.
Game shot on the third leg.
You can't afford to give him 3 clear darts at double 18, Jelle Klaasen. It is 2-1, the first break of throw in this one.
The advice I would give people at home is if you're going to give yourself a favourite double, get a second one as well.
93.
Because if you want to make double 18 your favourite, you might want to get pretty good at 9s as well.
Yeah.
If you want to get good at tops, get good at 10s. 16s, get good at 8s. Because sometimes a well-thrown dart
44.
might just land inside.
Yeah, you're going to need them.
I'll tell you what I was looking at the start of this match as well.
81.
You look at dart players through the course of a weekend, like Friday to Sunday, and almost everybody here just uses the same kit all the way through.
99.
And I'm not just talking about the engineering side of it, the same barrels, stems, things like that, but same colours. Jelle always uses these purple flights.
100.
Cristo Reyes has changed his colour on his flights every day. That's very unusual. I mean, with Peter Wright, it's pretty normal, but he changes everything. But it's very unusual to see a player changing his stems and flight colours, because in your eyes, you like the way that the darts sit in the board. Some people like them to be black, so you can't see them. White, because they want to see them. But it's obviously something that Cristo is not bothered about. He just wants to put in a brand new set, not bothered whether they're yellow, green, pink or brown. And today, they've got his name on.
I like those. I think they're good. I mean, they're certainly,
85.
light years ahead of the quite
146.
frankly criminal combination of flights that Stefan Stoiker was using this weekend. As Klaasen, look at this double 13. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful from Jelle Klaasen. Reyes hit him with a 170 in the very first leg, and Klaasen has bossed it since then.
Well, 146 is a pretty popular checkout at the minute. It's been hot this autumn. Simon Whitlock's hit it a couple of times
97.
in really key matches. And I think he hit it that way against Michael Van Gerwen when he eliminated him in Dublin.
Well, after that first
58.
start, there was no doubt, was there? It had to be another treble 20. Double 13 is not anybody's favourite double. The mirrored Mensor, but
108.
that's a second 180 for Cristo Reyes.
This is a proper contest.
Well, Cristo, despite the fact he survived the match dart from Mark Walsh in his opening round game on Friday,
121.
he still averaged more than 96. He played pretty well. He had to play well to come back from 3-0 and 5-3 down. Walsh made him work very hard for it. Didn't quite hit those heights against Benito, but he did what was necessary. You know, Cristo is a serious dart player. Look at this. Look at this. 4 maximum for Jelle Klaasen.
124 for Reyes. 104 remaining, treble 18. Would have left that bullseye that he hit in the first leg. Klaasen's already hit the 146. 142 seems easy, right? 260s for double 11.
102. Cristo, you acquire 32.
Well, he's asked the question. of his Spanish opponent.
You might not want to blink, guys, because this is being played at a pretty good pace. Big dart.
24.
Got to think that Klaasen's going to punish him now.
40.
He's going to think it's Christmas. 2 10s.
Game
2
shot
10s he
the
gets.
fifth leg. Jelle
And it is Christmas. 4-1
Klaasen.
Klaasen.
Jelle to throw first.
Cristo, Reyes, Torres. Now, 4-1 down.
on.
Has got to find some perfection because Klaasen's here to play today.
Yeah, you can't keep giving him opportunities. The average now for Jelle Klaasen has crept up above 102.
134.
And he's going up. Oh, well, okay, 101. No, there we go. See, I was right. Don't question me.
Wouldn't do such a thing.
Winner of this one faces the winner of our
59.
next game between Joe Cullen and Peter Wright. And what a match that could be. But there could still be some life in this. Cristo Reyes is still averaging high 90s. If he'd taken that
86.
opportunity, it'd be 3-2. It'd be a very different game. But this is not completely gone. The frustrating thing for Cristo is that he took out that 170 in the very first leg, and then he's just missed a whole
100.
succession of doubles since then.
I'd go so far to say that Klaasen's more comfortable playing a game like this, where the standard is higher,
100.
as opposed to being involved in a bit of a low 80s scrap. You know, you're both averaging about 81, 82. You're missing a few doubles. He'd rather be in a game with someone like Van Gerwen, Van der Voort,
100.
Reyes, where the standard is high 90s, 100 averages, and the affordability to miss is just not
77.
there.
Well, we know he can sustain this sort of level of performance. It's not like it's just a flash in the pan and you're expecting Jelle to ease off at any point.
100.
In your opinion, is Klaasen the best player not to win a European Tour title yet?
It's a very, very difficult one to answer, as Klaasen needed the treble there, doesn't get it.
44. Cristo, you require
4-17s would have left double 18.
$1-4-2 not going, and he may be about to go 5-1 down here.
Jelle requires
And for
60.
another nail in Cristo's coffin. Double top for Jelle Klaasen.
Game
And
shot
there
on the
it is.
sixth leg.
It
Jelle
is
Klaasen.
5-1. I think
7 legs
certainly this
Cristo to
year
throw
he has
first.
probably played
Game on.
better, more consistently than anybody else who hasn't won one. Except Dave Chisnell would have a fair claim to that. He's made a couple of finals.
140.
But of course, Chizzy has won on the European Tour before now. But he hasn't even made it a Euro Tour final before Jelle Klaasen.
134.
When Mensur went on to win his first one, those two met, and it looked, with the withdrawals of Daryl Gurney and Michael Van Gerwen through injury in that half of the draw,
100.
you looked at that game and thought, whoever comes through that has an enormous opportunity. In the end, Mensur edged it in a deciding leg and then went on to take full advantage.
140.
And if it had just gone the other way, we might have been talking about Jelle Klaasen as the man who, you know, that victory spurred on to go and do amazing things. Won a couple of titles last year, of course, after that years of not winning anything at all.
140.
You just get the feeling if he could win something big on a stage, then maybe it'd just ignite him and he'd go bonkers. Don't go there again.
139.
Well, you're right, though. For the
Cristo
guys out there who didn't see the
121.
Klaasen-Zulevic game, get on YouTube, get it watched, because Klaasen didn't do anything wrong. It was just the brilliance of Zulevic, and it could be the brilliance of Reyes right now. It is
Game shot on
again!
the seventh leg. Cristo Reyes.
Well, he cannot hit a
Hey,
double,
ladies
but he can
and
hit the
gentlemen,
bullseye
first,
pretty
game
well,
on.
Cristo Reyes. 1-2-1 check out on the ball to go with the 170 in the very first leg, but this is still Klaasen's game to lose. Cristo Reyes is averaging 100.2. Well, 100.9.
140.
Well, 101 or 102. Look, I mean, this is a good display for Cristo Reyes, but as the famed Euro Tour
137.
anthem 180 says, treble is funny, double make the money.
125.
Or as I so eloquently put it a couple of European Tour events ago, 180s for dough, doubles for dough.
Yeah.
98.
Between us, we'll get the saying right at some point, just not anytime soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a seed in the World Championships, or indeed the European Championships, which Reyes is definitely
81.
going to be at, and he's going to be at the other end of the draw because Reyes is one serious customer.
He really is. They made the second round of the European Championship last time out. And, he's gone into the treble 15. He wanted the treble 10.
155.
Cristo is looking at another massive checkout. It is massive to stay alive. Cristo Reyes, that's not going to happen. Jelle Klaasen returns to the board for a 6-2 win. This has been very, very impressive. Cristo Reyes has played excellently, but it has not been enough because Jelle Klaasen has taken him apart.